Bridgeport High School. Head coach Dave Marshall. Players Nikki Glenn, Jacqueline Wolf, and Megan Ware. Coach, some comments about the afternoon bowl.
First of all, I've got to give Lincoln a lot of credit, like a big compliment. I thought their game plan was excellent, and I thought they played just about as inspired as I've seen them play this year. I know, Randall, you've seen them a lot, and I thought they played really inspired basketball. And along with that compliment, I'd also want to compliment my girls in that they didn't rattle. I mean, they were playing such inspired basketball there in the first half that it would have been real easy for us to lose focus of what was going on. And other than a stretch there early in the second quarter, I thought they handled themselves quite well against a very good basketball team. If that's a number 7 seed basketball team on most years, then those are some pretty strong years. So credit to Lincoln.
President.
Take that first half close, and you kind of expected it coming in. It was going to be a battle, and you had said the difference most of the year in the games was a little bit of a stretch run, and you guys got that in between the third and the fourth quarter. Was that run that had happened the previous 3 games?
Yeah, no doubt. I think if the girls, if they remember, their memories will bring it back to them. At that point, there was a timeout, or maybe it was the end of the quarter, but I told them we just had our run. Now, it's going to be a dogfight from here, and it was. I mean, I think it played out just exactly the way we thought would play out. You've got two teams that are obviously two good basketball teams, plus the rivalry that's there, and being in each other's backyard. You're going to have that. So yeah, I thought that is exactly what happened, Jeff, and I thought our girls handled it pretty well.
One thing you're always big on is rebounding. In the first half, you're losing the battle of boards, I think 20-13, and you end up winning the battle of boards. Did you stress anything at halftime?
Honestly, I didn't talk anything about rebounding. There were some things defensively that I thought we definitely needed to adjust, and I wanted to see us. I really told them that our shooting, I wasn't worried about it, as crazy as that sounds, because we shot terrible, but we were taking good shots. But I did want to see us handle the dribble penetration a little bit better on defense. But the rebounding never came up. We're probably, most nights, we're going to get out rebounded. I mean, take a look at us size-wise as compared to who we're playing. But what we try to tell them, and it paid off in the second half, is girls, you don't have to be bigger than somebody to check that girl out. If we can take their leading rebounders and box them out and try to keep them off the board as best as possible, then maybe our guards can get. We think with this team, a perfect rebound is going to be the one that bounces off the floor once. I mean, because we had to have 5 people doing their job. And if we don't do that, if this becomes a size thing, well, we're going to lose a lot of rebounding battles.
Speaking of size, I haven't seen, it's the first time I've seen you all. You got a next round matchup with Nicholas County, and you got 6 foot, and you got 5'10". I was going to ask you, how do you plan to match up with those?
Well, too late to recruit a 6'5". So truthfully, I don't think we're going to be able to do a whole lot different. We've played against people bigger than us for a month and a half now. There's just no way around. There's nothing we can do about it. So we'll try to pressure the ball the best we can, and we'll try to double that post the best we can, and we'll just try to help each other. One of the things we have told them, we stressed before the game tonight, maybe individually, 5 different girls doing their own thing, we'd probably be in a lot of trouble. But if we come together collectively on defense, we usually do a pretty good job. So that's going to have to be that case. We're going to have to do those box outs we talked about, because those girls can play. I watched them this morning. They can flat out play.
Mickey, it seemed like a lot of the shots early in the first half weren't dropping for you guys, and it seemed like you kind of took it on your shoulders to take it inside and draw some baskets in the lane. You were able to draw some fouls as well. I guess talk about that sense of urgency that you wanted to bring to the table there.
Well, it's about getting into the flow of the game. Early on, we weren't making our shots, but I knew later on they would fall. But we needed to get some offensive flow a little bit, so we tried to push the ball a little bit more up the floor. And we got a couple of breakouts, and I got to the line a couple times, and I think that really helped us.
Coach, you've seen it before with Mickey, and it's nice for you to know, let the rest of the state see what she's able to do.
Oh, it's well deserved. And you guys up in the area have heard me say this ad nauseum. I know I'm biased. But if Mickey Glenn's not the best player in the state of West Virginia, then boy, I'd like to see some of those. And I've seen some good ones, and I know some of them. And like I've told her before, there may be some that if this was one-on-one tournament, she might be in trouble, maybe. But when it comes to playing team basketball and the intelligence that goes along with the game, understanding to get the foul, when to get the foul, finishing things, I've coached a long time, and I haven't seen any better than doing those things.
The one thing in the first half where she kind of carried you, you guys got better when in the second half where Jacqueline was stepping in and Megan was stepping in, and of course she was hitting her free throws. That's when you guys become so much of a better team, was able to make the run.
Yeah, and I think, Jeff, you've seen that the last couple of games, and it's come along a lot that way the last month. I think they wanted to play so well, so good. There's a little tight. I told them at halftime, girls, I got no issues with the shots we're taking. We're going to be fine, and I think it proved itself through the course of the game. So, yeah, those girls are going to make those shots. Are they going to make them all? No, but that team I had last year, which is as good as I've been around, they didn't make them all. So don't make their percentage of them. It's just a matter of keeping confidence, drop your butt, reach up, all the stuff we've talked about since November 5th. And they did that. Proud of them.
Any anxiety there when they went on that little 10-0 run?
Listen, Jeff, I got anxiety when I get out of bed in the morning. No, I'll tell you the cure for anxiety in my shoes, she's sitting right next to me. She has a way of calming me, and I think probably anybody that's ever got to coach her, and she doesn't say much about it either. She has what I call a pretty slow heart rate. Stole that from Clint Hurdle, you know. I mean, the guys that get in a big time situation, they don't rattle, and that's me.
Mickey, were you surprised that they came out in the defense they did on you, or?
No, I was expecting something different than what they've been playing, and they went to that try and 1-2 with both on me, and I have confidence in these girls beside me that they can make their shots, and it was about just working the ball around, attacking when we need to attack, and setting good screens and getting open, and it was just about making shots in the end.
Mickey, when I talked to you about a month ago, you were saying this team has to go to the state tournament, win the championship, or it's a bust. You guys are one step closer. Do you feel like, you're right where you belong?
Yeah, definitely. I think being the number 2 seed, they got it right, and these girls deserve everything that we've accomplished and what we're going to accomplish, but it's about the next game right in front of us, next possession that we're going to have, and he always says keep your focus right in front of your face.
And for Jacqueline or Megan, when you got someone like Nikki, driving in the lane, kicking out, dishing to all you guys spotting up, I guess, how much easier does it make your job? Whichever one you want to answer that.
Makes it a little easier. You always have to be ready because if we're open, she'll pass it to us.
I think most of us in this room would like to play with Mickey. All you got to do is be ready. You're going to get a chance to score. Jeff played with me some. It probably wouldn't have done me any good. At least I'd have felt good about trying.
Any other questions?